His name was Macbeth, and this is his story. But I gotta warn you now, it's just a little bit gory. He was walking one day, but out of the blue came these witches, filled his head with dreams, and he thought there were no glitches. So his crazy old wife told him to take the king's life. He even saw a knife, still he thought there'd be no strife. Off he killed the king while Duncan lay in his bed. Afterwards he heard a knock and thought it was all in his head. Years flew by, and he still felt crazy. Horses ate horses, and Daisy ate Daisy. All this weird stuff meant Scotland's in distress, so he talked to the witches hoping he'd get some rest. They told him not to worry, they told him not to scorn the power of man, for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth. So he had nothing to fear, so that accursed Macbeth began to draw near. They fought and they fought and they fought and they fought. He thought about quitting, but then he said, I think not. Then Macbeth uttered a fatal war cry. Not born of woman, but untimely ripped was I. It was then that he knew everything those actions said was a lie. But you can't have been of woman born.
Not woman born, but ripped was I.
Whoa.
If someone were to ask me what I learned from this play, it's that if you cross the line, ambition never pays. Now, when it corrupts you, because evil it will breed, as shown by Macbeth's misdeed after misdeed.
The witches were lying. They only threw the spark. They eventually consumed Macbeth, turned him gray to dark. If only Macbeth just hid the signs of his own thoughts and followed ahead the knocking of a why.
It's because he wanted it all. He wanted to be king. He wanted to reign until the fat lady sing. In Act 1, Scene 7, Macbeth even admits there's no real reason for treason. He wanted to call it quits.
But then his wife, who had no real power,
During their time,
urged him to move forward with the little crime. She did by questioning his masculinity, perhaps because it became royalty, so would she.
And therefore she'd have his power too.
Exactly.
so when they finally got what they wanted, they found that they didn't want it. Plus, for their crimes, they just kept getting haunted.
They thought they had gained security, but afraid Macbeth killed constantly. Ironically, his wife let his fish places and mentally broke down due to overwhelming guilt. He became someone hardened by the people he killed.
When we look at how this circle began, we remember the lady washing her hands. Assuring Macbeth she claimed that blood don't stain, but apparently it made a stain inside of her brain as it made her go insane.
He used to come out quite easily, but now she said these hands want to be clean to me.
As for Macbeth, well, he's not an absolute villain. He's fully stricken by the sins he's committed of killing. You can obviously tell by his guilt. After all, look at all the blood he spilled. Rather, he feels that he needs to suppress that part of him, and that's why he keeps doing mess.
Alas, this vicious circle eventually has to come round, and that'll only happen when the tyrant goes down. Remember back to when, freshly dead, Duncan lay, and Macbeth was so scared that he couldn't even pray?
That day had some foreshadowing because Macbeth, he thought the knock on the door was dead. And it was just not yet because in the form looked up as a saber, his Scotland, so they had enough.
Indeed, by the witches, Macbeth's death was foreseen. It was hinted that his head would be sliced off clean. The boy who was untimely ripped from his womb would be the one to put Macbeth to his doom.
So tell me, bros and sisters, what we've learned from this play. That murder isn't the answer, we can confidently say. That sometimes what you want most can destroy you.
Hear what we say next, we still will tell you it's true. Ambition and evil are easily mixed, and you put them together, you're already jinxed.
Because evil's like a circle, it'll always come around, only to find its maker and then bring them down. We say it like it is because when you say it lyrically, it helps you look at things more analytically.
So we read and read the tragedy of Macbeth, and now we understand what gave the play depth.
Hopefully, we sufficiently explained it today, but if not, I'm sure that appears where we'll stay. And with that being said, I think we're just about done. Oh yeah, don't forget, always stay awesome.
Yeah.